This is going to be a rather strange video. The reason being is there are two parts to this video. One is where I'm going to share with you why pursuing a career as a DJ or wanting to be a DJ is a really bad choice. It is a career path I would not advise anyone to get into. Career, huh? Okay, short-term gigs, no problem. Side hustle, no problem. Making money, yeah, offering your services here and there, no problem. Having a side business, also no problem. Okay, but getting into DJing as a career is a very, very bad idea. Okay, I'll give you my thoughts about that. But the second part that makes this video strange is about how did this topic come to be, and the fact that I actually had it's crazy. I didn't have a person called me to literally give me a piece of his mind. He was pissed off to the core. Okay. And by the way, yes, he was a DJ. And what happened? So I'll move into both sides of the story. Feel free to comment down below. And remember, this is not just about me sharing an opinion. The main objective of this video is to guide youngsters who, want to learn the good, bad, ugly of both the sides and finally decide whether they should take this as a career path. So feel free to comment down below and state your facts. Okay, if you feel that I'm wrong, please timestamp and say where I'm wrong. Okay, so let's start. I'll start with the interesting, juicy bit. How did this topic come to be, and what was the fight all about? Okay. So what happened was, as you know, people will get in touch with me to take my advice, guidance, counsel, or my opinion by booking a session through my website. Okay, my rates are there, and lo and behold, I got Indian who was residing abroad, and he was a college student. He was doing pretty well, very good at public speaking, and he also had a very good year for music. He was also taking DJing classes. Okay, DJing. He had his passion, turntables. He was learning how to mix, and during his college holidays from the West, he went to one of these, South Asian countries to learn under a DJ. Means he was really committed to it, and his parents were also supporting it, no problem, as long as he achieved his grades. So he went to this DJing guy, and he started learning. This DJing guy is also an Indian, but he is in one of these countries. I'll not be specific because, I like to protect people's identity. Think, for example, Philippines or Vietnam or Thailand or Bali, or think of any of these places. So Indian guy, Goan, I think. I shouldn't have said Goan. Okay, let it be there. Okay, fine. Goan guy who went to one of these islands, and he was, teaching. He's doing pretty, he's working in a hotel or club or whatever. I don't know much about him. And so he's very proactive, he has a very entrepreneurial, okay, kind of spirit to teach others. Very good. He's doing perfectly fine. So this guy, coming from the West, booked a hotel, this thing, found him there. And he also found out he's teaching extra classes. So the guy's making extra money and he's getting good service. But now what happened is, obviously, when you learn under someone and you're also getting an opportunity to perform here and there, not legally, legally you need permission. He was doing it at the side. So what happens is when you perform, you get that high, you feel amazing, like, oh, finally, I have an audience dancing here. So he started to get that feel of being in control. Come on, lift your hands up in the air and do, people go crazy, and the lights, and then obviously beautiful women. And, I don't think he's a hardcore alcoholic. He drinks just for fun. So alcohol and beautiful girls, obviously, kind of had a good time. And then friends and young people, and, you're the life of the party. And remember, he's on a holiday. So he's enjoying there, having fun, everything great. And that is where he happened to meet a girlfriend. Everything is nice. And you know where I'm headed if you have a little bit of inclination as to, how my content is. And lo and behold, he decided, man, this is like the beach, the babes, the music, the booze, the life. You're living like you're not in a cold country or, you have to go a 9-to-5 job. Here you are, like the life of the party. It's like, the music, the lights, and you seriously, because I was an ex-DJ and I was into anchoring shows. I know the dopamine high that you get when you walk into a room and you're the main guy and you set the mood for the place. Or if you're doing an event and you have thousands of people dancing and you are the one who will decide the tempo, the tone, and the music. Man, it makes you crazy. And sometimes you get treated like a superstar. You get food being served to you, alcohol being served to you, and people are all going crazy. Hey, you're amazing, man. Okay. So he started experiencing all this. And obviously, he got a girlfriend and, great sex and great fun. And so what happened was, lo and behold, he started to have questions. Should he go back to continue the education, or should he take this as a career? Now, this is not a small decision. This is not something that you take casually. Because remember, he has college. He has taken a holiday. He has to go back to college. If he doesn't go back to college, they can only wait so much. Would he forfeit his education? And the reason he didn't want to go, a girlfriend, beautiful girl, he wants to have a great time. And she was, I think, a foreigner. Okay, Gora, one of those hippie females who just wants to live life. And she had Instagram, bikini poses. And, I'm pretty sure he had raw erotic sex. And I think, I'm not too sure, I think there was a little bit of weed, and although I don't know if it's legal, that's I'm not giving you the exact place. A little bit of weed and getting high, and they're having a good time. Okay, so that was where when obviously when you tell your parents who have worked hard to help you get admission into a college, and you have already completed a couple of months, you're just few more months or maybe a year or so, and then you have to do masters or whatever. Okay. And I don't think anybody's parents would be happy. Okay. And it's a risk because you're saying goodbye to a promising career to take on life as a DJ. So he was confused. He started to Google search, ChatGPT, OpenAI, different answers, didn't know what is what. Because, when you type your questions, you'll only get a vanilla answer, like drawbacks of this and drawbacks of this, drawbacks of being an accountant, of being a plumber or electrician or driver or whatever. You wanted a human being. And lo and behold, he came across the one and only tattooed guy. Okay. And so I think one of my videos, he happened to check. I don't know which one. He said, because I asked him which one, he said, you spoke about being a DJ and being anchoring shows. And so he booked a session after finding out that I was the guy he could take advice from. Initially, he wanted just an email solution. I said, see, listen, boss, you're talking of your career. It is better we talk to each other. So from an email solution, he decided to go for a video set. Okay. So he let me know in advance all the stuff. And I told him, tell me the truth. I'll keep it confidential. Okay. Your name will not be known. Identity will not be known. Nothing. You just say it as it is. Don't hide. That's the only way I can guide you. After he shared everything. Okay. He shared everything. And then he told me, what do you... Now, this is where the drawbacks of the DJing thing comes. But the fight will come very short. So... I give him the cliche. I'm looking at the notes which I had with him. I told him, see, DJing is a very volatile career. It's maybe short term. Today, you're the life of the party. Tomorrow, you do not know the trend. I also brought in AI. Once upon a time, AI was not there. Today, AI generated music is there. AI generated playlists are there. Before, you have to search and my days when I was a DJ, you have to search which records, you have to match the beats, you have to do the groundwork. Yes, softwares were there, but it was not so advanced as it is now. Today, you can just put 2 tracks and, but yeah, AI, although it's taking on, they prefer human being. But there are so many people who use AI or the softwares, you don't know if they are actually mixing or what they are doing. Musical trends have changed. Before, it used to be only music, or before it used to be cassette decks. Can you imagine a cassette deck, a tape deck? You have to rewind and you have to play. You don't have that, you don't have just, like today, it's just, digital music. You just type and, it merges together, man. It has changed so much. Before, you had the LPs where you actually had to do this. It's called scratching, if I remember well. Yeah. Today, you can't, today it's changed. Although there is still an audience that likes people using their actual talent. Okay. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say that there is no room for creativity. There's no room for hours and hours of grind and practice. And yes, you can give me the number one DJs in the world from whatever their names are. I'm not very much into the DJing scene. The top DJs, Tiesto or whatever. Let me just Google search. I'll give you a couple of names. Highest paid DJs in the world. Okay, highest paid DJs in the world. Afro Jack, Tiesto, Thomas Banker, Marshmallow, Diplo, John Digweed. Fine. Okay. 300 million. Ooh. Allah Akbar. Okay, fine. So we have people who are achieving big stuff. Okay. So I'm not trying to say that there is no appreciation for talent, but remember this. What people mistake and what they don't think about is this is a business. It is not just entertainment, it's business. See, when you're working for a hotel, and this is, I can challenge any DJ to tell me what I'm saying is wrong. When you're appointed as a DJ for a place, you're there to facilitate business, to increase business. You play good music, the guy feels, I can sit here some more time. Okay, let me spend money. Let me buy one more drink. Let me, there are friends coming here. Let me buy something for them. Or let me kill time. If you play good music, it need not be boom, 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 boom. It can be just, music that is relaxing. Yes, events are major sellers where they sell alcohol and they sell tickets and they sell overpriced stuff and overpriced food and all that. But that is event management. That is separate. But if you are a DJ and your name is so big that the minute you take your name, people come running, man, you can command and demand your fees. Like, for example, let's say this DJ Tiesto, he is known very well for years and years. I'm pretty sure if he were to come to any venue, it will sell like hotcakes. People wouldn't mind spending a premium just to listen to him. But for example, I give you a name, DJ Ramu, some guy, Ramu from the village. Okay, DJ Richard, or I say DJ DeMello. You'll be like, who the hell is that? Nothing. He's a guy from Madras who's just playing. You'll be like, I don't know him. So, if you are a big name, yes, you can attract people, and yes, then you can demand and command. But if you are just an ordinary person, the restaurant owner or the pub or the bar, he will only take interest in you or to have a DJ if it increases the revenue. If without a DJ, the business is, for example, $10,000 a day, for example, which is too high. Okay, $1,000 a day, for example. Let's take that. Okay, $1,000 in a third world country. Without having a DJ, you're earning 1,000. After you bring the DJ, you get $200 extra per day. Now that is wow. 1,000 now, 1,200. And then you don't mind parting with $50 or $100 to pay. Why? Because you're still making a profit of $100 thanks to him. So without him, 1,000. With him, 1,200. Chalo yaar, you take $100. Okay. But now, if he's earning 1,000 without a DJ, and after bringing the DJ, it's same 1,000, he'll be like, why should I have this extra expense? Better than that, I'll just play some music. I don't need a DJ. I will put some music CDs, or I'll get some youngster who will play it for free. That is how people think. Say, any expense is good, provided it brings returns. When I was in my younger days, we used to perform at Kempinski, which is a global brand, but it was in Ajman. Ajman was a remote place. And I used to do, me and my partner, he was the investing guy, I was the performing guy, because he was busy with his work. He was working for an MNC, multinational company, and he had the money to buy the speakers, to buy the CDs, to buy the, Denon mixers and, Pioneer, whatever. Okay. So he was more on the technical side. I used to actually perform. I used to actually practice and do it. And you're talking of 30 years ago. So in Kempinski, they never had a DJ. And remember, it was at the end. You can Google search, that hotel is there even today in UAE, Ajman, Kempinski. You'll see it right at the end. At the end, it's like the last hotel, and after that, it's just the sea. Okay, so there was a outlet. I can't get the name right now. It was a pub, bowling. It was a bowling alley. Yes, it was a bowling alley, but Arab locals, mainly wearing Arab they used to come there. So nothing was happening there. It was very quiet. They used to play some music, but nothing happened. And on Wednesday was the day, or Monday, Wednesday and Monday, they had the least amount of sales. Okay, hardly anyone used to come. Thursday was half day or holiday. People used to come and spend money. Thursday, Friday, those were the off day. Now it is Sunday. UAE has changed. So they used to bring us on a Monday or a Wednesday, and they used to pay us $500. That is $135. I asked the American manager once. We used to perform for the night. Okay, it used to start around, say, 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock. We used to play till 3 o'clock. Okay, obviously setting it up and all that stuff was there. So I asked the manager, why are you paying us? Is it because we are good? Or because we used to play Arabic songs? We were very unique. We were not playing only English songs. We were playing Arabic songs. We used to play Iranian numbers. My friend used to do research, Iranian numbers, Arabic numbers, Lebanese numbers. So we used to play that. The Arabs didn't care about mixing. They just wanted what they wanted to hear. Okay. So the manager said, this is exactly what he said. The outlet manager, he was an old American, retired, but he was running that place. He said, when I didn't have a DJ here, I used to earn a certain amount of money. But after I got you guys here, okay, I make around not only your fees, which is $500, which is negligible. I make another like 2,000, 3,000 dirhams extra in terms of food and alcohol sales whenever you're there. And sometimes, if you're lucky, it goes up to 5,000 or 10,000. But on an average, which he had taken over the months, it's $2,000. So I pay you just 500. So on top of that, I get 2,000 on an average, which is very good. So he didn't mind taking us twice a week. All right. And overall, when we checked, I used to always, ask him because I was interested to know how much business we would get. We would be nice to the guys. He told me at that year, he managed to get on the days, because they had the software with the finance department, I requested him. He said, on an average, because of you guys, on the days you perform, we got 3,500 dirhams extra for that day. Okay. Just for those few hours, 3,500 dirhams extra, just listening to business. And remember, you're talking about a place which is like dead and dry. Okay. There was nothing, no entertainment. Okay. So that's the only reason he used to take us. In the same way, I told this young man that, are you a famous name? No. So you'll have to just perform and you'll be paid a sum of money. Initially, it'll be fine. Yes, you're getting the babes. Yes, they might give you complimentary food. But then what's next? Okay, you perform there for a year. What's next? Are you going to get paid more money? Would the hotel say, or the outlet or the bar say, okay, you've been with us for now 2 years. We will give you a 50% increase. Let's say I'm paying you, for example, I'm paying you $1,000. I'll pay you $1,500. Okay, if you're working in a bank, you're working in a corporate company, after 2 years, you can get a raise. But here, the guy will say, man, my business is more or less the same. Having you has not pushed my business. In fact, do you know this? You can get replaced and get someone else who will play the same music or the same playlist. What is preventing someone from doing? They can literally have different playlists. Some DJs even put a CD where all the songs are just there, although it's not recommended. But you get what I'm trying to tell you. Okay. So you have to be a brand name. Now, obviously, you will say that, yeah, he can go and apply for another job. That sounds nice. I'll work in a different hotel. Maybe I'll go to a 3-star hotel. Maybe I'll go to a 5-star hotel. Try it and see for yourself how easy it is. It is not at all easy, because the hotel has their own resident DJ and they already have enough and more options. So unless you're a name, they're not going to come to you. So then I gave him the other things like physical burnout. You will be working when, other people will be enjoying or having a holiday. You'll never be, free on their birthdays, because you'll be working a weird night shift. And then it also impacts your health. Remember, health is very, very important, which you don't think when you're 20s and 30s. But once you start moving your 40s and 50s, trust me, you can't sit full night. It just will not work, boss. And then the biggest ones is the unpredictable income and the market saturation, which I told him. Now, you can tell me where I'm wrong in all this. After I told him all this, he was like, fine. He was not very happy about it. What I told him is, you complete your education, go back to the West, complete it, get the citizenship, settle down. Girlfriend, you will get enough and more emails. This is just a high that you're getting right now. So I pissed her off also. And I told him, go back and once you complete your degree and get your citizenship there, at the side, do gigs. There'll be coffee shops, there'll be bars, there'll be restaurants. Offer your services for free and start off there. And I told him, if you still feel the itch, at least have $100,000 in your bank account for 1 year. So you can take a holiday for 1 year and then you can experiment and see if your goal works or not. So I gave him all the practical solutions. Now, you paid me. My job is to tell you the truth, not tell you what makes you happy. Well, I guess he went and had a conversation with his DJing coach or DJing teacher. And his DJing coach and teacher was not very happy, because I didn't know this at the time, but the DJing coach had ironed out a contract for him to pay him for a long-term DJing, coaching for 1 year or something. He would coach him and take him as his mentor. And so obviously, when you come in between a man and his money, you get pissed off. So this guy was, oh my goodness, he was so pissed off. And I don't blame him, because, here is a client with money from the West who's ready to pay you 1 year's coaching or mentoring. I didn't know that. And even if I did know that, well, you're paying me to tell you the truth, right? Because I did that, this guy, he At first, obviously he was giving me left, right, and center. I said, boss, chill. He asked me an opinion, I give him. You can convince him and tell him otherwise. So this guy, obviously, he wants to show me successful. He was like, do you know who I am? I got a white girlfriend. Yeah, white because you're there in that country. I got a white girlfriend and I have so many whites, Goras who come to me and they love my music. And he's even married to a white female, apparently. And he's like, do you know my, online, online, whatever, presence of everything, bragging. Fine. I said, I'm happy for you. I'm glad you're doing well, even though you're an Indian passport holder, which I did remind him, because without a work permit, he can't stay in that country. But I told him, see, boss, you're married to a white, you're maybe in your 30s. He refused to give me his age, but I could make out from his online links. I just told him that you're married to this female. It's a honeymoon phase. You don't have kids. Tomorrow you will have a kid. Tomorrow your expenses will go up. Tomorrow maybe that restaurant or that outlet or wherever you are doing, bar, pub, maybe will get someone cheaper, or maybe they will not increase your income. Then what will you do? And if you have, say, one kid or two kids, you can't keep smoking weed. The culture of a Gora wearing bikini and looking sexy and is different from a typical Indian life. Yes, you want to show people you're from Goa, you have a Portuguese passport, and you feel very proud that you think you're part of the European Union. Even if you go to Portugal or you go to the you go to Europe, you're still not European. You're not white. You are an Indian. So I think I said things which he took it very personally. He was, Devare. He gave me all his. I let him feel. He said whatever he had to say. And obviously, he kind of got personal. You're a piece of shit. Your YouTube career sucks. You suck. You're shit. And you can just sit and talk and fart. And what the fuck, man? Blah, blah, blah. He went on. So overall, this is what happened. And see, the main thing which you need to understand is DJing is good. It is good if you have, if you have money. It's a damn good career. If you have money and if you're a brand and you can command attention, it's great. But if you are depending on that income and you're not able to save anything much and you're not a brand, people, if you're there or not there, people will come to that outlet. Then you have a problem because you can be replaced. And remember what I told you, AI today can take and do any of these playlists and songs and mixes. And you have so many youngsters who think this is wow, attention and girls, and so many people who come and they'll undercut you and they'll pay you less. And, competition is just around the corner. And if I'm a businessman and I know both of you play the same tracks, but you're cheaper and you're more expensive and you have an ego, I'll say bye-bye to you and have you. And DJing is not, especially in restaurants, pubs, bars, it's not a priority. It is an option unless it's an event. Okay, unless it's a nightclub. If it's a nightclub, yes, you have to find someone who's good, but who will bring in revenue. If you are playing and there is no extra money, like how the example I gave you, why should they have you? If he's going to pay you 500, let's say dollars, and his expenses, his expense to pay you $500 and his income is $500, he makes zero. So does it benefit him? Unless, of course, a guest say, oh, you must bring him. That's why I come here. Otherwise, no, man. And remember, the late nights, it's terrible. And one final thing I'll just say before I conclude. People think DJing is only plug and play. No, there's a lot of work at the background. There is research of audio tracks, musical tracks, finding out what is the trend, investment into the CDs, the machine, the sound system, the software. You can't only have digital. What if your laptop crashes and, you need to have the physical aspect also. People are not dumb. You have to have a sizable investment, blood, sweat, and tears, and practice. You need to practice. You can't just put one song and put it off and put another song. No. And there is always talent. There is always competition. Remember, if tomorrow it's a very sexy looking girl, we have seen these videos. She wears a bikini and sexy, this thing. That will bring more eyeballs than you. And if she plays the same music that you play, I've seen one actual female. I don't know which part of the world she is. She has put black sticker on her nipple and, very low cut, this thing. I don't know, trouser or what it is. And she was shaking nicely and, and what a talent. Wow. She's using everything. So compared to a guy, there'd be this female. I'm not saying that is how people will want their music. There are some very good DJs out there whose music I listen to. Like even this guy, Idris Elba, who's Marvel, that superhero he played. If you listen to Idris Elba, Google search the Heineken DJ, even Fatboy Slim. Amazing mixes, yeah, really nice mixes. But how many are there like? And like I told you, you're playing someone else's music. You are playing someone else's music. Yes, you can be creative how you mix it. But then there are others who can do the same, right? And unless, of course, you're some world champion of some DJing, which takes a lot of talent, practice. I don't think there's any reason why someone should take you. And even if you're a world champion in some DJing competition, end of the day, does your music bring in people? Where people say, I used to go to Hyatt Regency, I will come to this hotel because you are playing there, and I will spend my hard-earned money just to listen to you play. I will sit in that place just for you. And if tomorrow you leave this place, I'm not coming here. I'll go to some other place. Then and only then, yes, it's worth it. Otherwise, if you don't have that kind of crowd pull, trust me, it's a very tough career. It's a grind, and it's not as glamorous as people make it out. These are my thoughts. Let me know what are yours. Do you think I was wrong in telling this guy and giving him this piece of advice? And the advice I actually gave: study, complete your education, get a job, do it at the side as a gig. Was that right or wrong? And yes, do let me know, because that guy gave me a lot of bad words. He got a Gora wife, white wife. He's going Portuguese passport, and he's he's in a Southeast Asian country. He needs a work permit. Others he'll get his ass kicked out. So do you think he's right? Love to hear your thoughts. You guys take care. It's me signing off. Yeah.